Wonderland is the first mandatory Disney world that players visit in Kingdom Hearts, and a tricky one at that. But the real trick to this world is how much of it can be skipped, and in this guide I'll show you how to get through Wonderland in 10 minutes without getting lost in the bizarre layout of this world and without having to kill a single Heartless that gets in your way. You'll start off in the rabbit hole, a short walk from the bizarre room. After talking to the doorknob, push the bed into the wall before you do anything else, and then drink the bottle afterwards. You can now enter the Queen's Castle, where you'll be asked to gather evidence for Alice. All of the IGN guides leave out this crucial detail: gather as much or as little evidence as you please. Enter the Lotus Forest and run past the Heartless that spawn, going straight ahead for this grotto of sorts past the Rose. If you want to skip the Heartless in your way, hug the right when entering and jump up into this corner until your command menu turns blue, then turn around and gather the first evidence. If you despawn the Heartless, make sure to give this a second in case any stragglers try to follow you in. This is the only evidence required to progress the story, so head back to the Queen's Castle. If you get all of the evidence, then you can get Blizzard early, but you really don't need it for this world's boss, and you'll get it afterwards anyways. Now it's time to present your sole evidence. There's a trick to this part. The box which falls the fastest is always the Heartless, but it really doesn't matter because if you pick the Donald or Goofy boxes, you can free them anyways by beating up their cage during the fight. When breaking the Crank Tower, do slow combos on it because for some reason the Crank only takes damage after a short cooldown per hit, so fast combos are a waste. Once the Crank is gone, however, you can let it rip. Now it's time to go back into the Lotus Forest. Head straight to the back of the room to enter the Tea Party Garden. If you want some free items, inspect the sign twice and then sit at every chair that does not have armrests, except for the final chair opposite of the sign for some annoying reason. The other two armrest chairs are the only wrong chairs that will spawn Heartless and get rid of the table. Once you're done with the chairs, head into the bizarre room in the garden to end up on the ceiling. To get to the lanterns without Heartless getting in your way, jump up onto the slope from where you start and then jump to the first lantern and light it. Then light the second lantern and jump onto this next slope. Walk down the slope until you're within jumping range from the hatch and tap triangle on your descent to open the door before Heartless spawn in and block your reaction command. The Heartless spawn trigger for this room is on the floor, or rather the ceiling, so as long as you open the hatch as you land on the reaction command, you won't get blocked by this wave of Heartless. Jump through the door and you'll end up back in the Queen's Castle, where you can head back into the upright bizarre room to fight the boss. Talk to the Cheshire Cat on the table to spawn Trickmaster. This fight is a little annoying with Trickmaster's height, so if you're having trouble, I recommend making a quick stop at Olympus to grab Thunder after doing Phil's trials. Thunder is pretty good at stunning Trickmaster. If your timing is good, however, you can land 2-hit combos against Trickmaster if you swing at the apex of Sora's jump, instead of having to jump on the table every time to do a full 3-hit combo. Once it goes down, you get your gummy piece, Blizzard, and you can go get lost in Deep Jungle next.
Oh.